Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be looking at the DecisionPoint price momentum oscillator. But before we do, if you have not watched the first video on the channel and all the videos after that, you need to go do that now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team. And as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down below in the description, and you should also see it pop up in the top corner right now. There is also a link down below to sign up for TradingView. You can save a little bit of money if you use the link below to sign up for your account. You can also find a link below to join us on Discord. Discord is a free group communication platform where we are having great discussions about all things to do with trading. Lastly, I get people who ask me if I can send them a list of all the winning indicators that we have discovered. If you are interested in receiving a list of all the indicators that we have tested, including the ones that we have discovered, but you are not interested in going back and watching all the videos from the beginning and all the way through to date, then what you can do is you can sign up for our Patreon. If you sign up for the $9 a month Patreon, then I will send you a list of all the indicators that we have tested to date. I also send out a updated list every week of all the indicators that we have tested up to that point. And if you are just interested in supporting the channel, there is a lower tier Patreon at about $3 a month that you can sign up for as well. So look for the Patreon link down below in the description to sign up for either of those. Alright, as I said, today we will be looking at the DecisionPoint price momentum oscillator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 219 indicators. And out of those 219 indicators, 84 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you could take any one of those 84 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. Alright, so today's indicator is the DecisionPoint price momentum oscillator. We actually tested this one in the last video. If you remember correctly, it looked something like this here on screen. Something like that there. And what we did was we took any signal that was a crossover, green or red, we went short or long, and so on. And as I said in that video, we were going to test it another way. And this is, let's see, get rid of all of those. In that video, I had said that we would be testing it another way, or potentially testing it another way. And since it didn't meet the 60% criteria in that video, I figured we would test it this way, see what it would be able to accomplish. The creator of the indicator, this is a TradingView member created indicator, and so the creator of the indicator specifically referenced that you could use it either as the histogram version or as the oscillating line to line cross version. And so since they specifically indicated that it could be used in either way, then I thought that it is only right to test it in both of those different manners. And so basically what I've done is and I said this in the last video, when you first get on this indicator, it has the oscillating line and the histogram is not colored. And so the histogram will be grayed out. You have to go into the inputs and turn on the histogram color. Then the next thing you have to do is you have to click on show overbought oversold levels. Now, the original position of the overbought oversold levels was 2.5. And if I go in and change these back here to, well, I won't change both of them. You can just see here from this one right here, you see this faint gray line right here is the overbought, the upper overbought line. And I believe that the creator may have made a mistake when they inputted those default calculations or those default levels into the indicator itself. As you see that this line is way above, and the other one would be in the same position, just negative, and so it would be way down here. And so obviously that's not a logical place for them to be. And so even though it was 2.5, in my opinion, it should be set at 0.2 and negative 0.2. And you can see that here on screen now. It is narrowed in these two bands and created an overbought and an oversold areas, overbought and oversold lines. Very similar to like the RSI, for example. And so I'm actually going to go in and, let's see, darken those lines up just a little bit more like that. And so what are we doing? Well, it's pretty simple. Just like the RSI, we're waiting for the histogram to go into an overbought or an oversold area. And so it has to cross either up above the upper band here or down below the lower band. And then what we are waiting for is we are waiting for the histogram to retrace back in, back on the other side of that band. And so you can see right here where my mouse is, we have this green mountain that forms here in the histogram, and then it starts to come down and come down and come down, and as it does, it drops down below the overbought line right here. And so at that point we would take a short position. And so in my opinion, that is the better way of doing it. And to be fair, let's do this. Let's go ahead and, like I said, my opinion was that these should be set at 0.2. But just to make it fair and leave it on what I think was supposed to be the default setting, we'll change it to 0.25, which would be, in my opinion, equivalent to the 2.5 that was originally set. That obviously was a mistake. There's no way that was meant to be used as an overbought or oversold. And so that's pretty much it. That's how we're going to be testing it. Let's go ahead and get on with it and see what we can get out of it this way. Oop. So let's see here. I'm going to slow down the bar replay, have it set really fast. Let's see, December 30th. So we didn't quite make it in there, but right now we are pressing down into the oversold area right here, and then you see that we start to come back. The histogram starts to pull itself back towards the center, back towards the zero line, and it officially crosses right here on this bar. Almost crossed on the one before, but not quite. Let's go ahead and play it forward and see what happens. So we did get a little bit of a pullback right here on this. Let's see. unfortunately, that was about the worst timing it could get, because it did stop us out by about 30-40 pips before then taking off in our direction that we wanted it to go in. So let's go ahead and keep playing this out now. There we go. So we get a short right here. Dun, 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 right there at that point on that bar. Let's go ahead and play it out a little bit more. And it looks like we may have gotten to the 90 right here. Let's double check it. Yep, we sure did. That actually went down 200 pips. The Japanese yen pairs move like ridiculously far in a very short period of time. Picked up another decent trade there. Then we pick up a short right there. That one runs down. Let's double check that it got us to take profit. It did. Then a long, and nope, we were at the end of the year. So there we go. There we have it. That is the DecisionPoint price momentum oscillator. Such a mouthful, I almost forgot what it was called. Let's add them up and see what we get out of it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So we have 13 signals altogether, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just barely. Once again, it misses the 60% criteria. So almost exactly the same as it did in the last one. And unfortunately, what was happening with this indicator, like I said, you could see it, and I've seen this happen with a few other indicators before, but typically when a new trend sets in place, it only goes so far before it has a pullback. And so it'll come down, it'll start a new trend, it'll have a pullback, and then it will take off again sometimes, and then a pullback, and then take off again, and so on. And I've seen, like I said, I've seen this before with other indicators where the timing of it is just right at the point where it keeps calling signals right at the pullback area. And so it's seeing that a new trend is starting to take place, but unfortunately by the time it gives a signal, it is almost right at that pullback section. And so you can see it right here. It happened right there. You can see it happened back here, the first signal that we took. You can see it in, let's see, a few other places. Where was it? This is kind of same deal right there. You can see it right here. Even though this was a winning trade, it came right at the pullback. And so, yeah, it was just enough. You can see it right over here as well. Came down, the next candle almost immediately started to reverse. Right here, come down, next candle almost immediately started to reverse. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate because some indicators, just the timing's just not quite correct on them, and they catch throw a signal at the worst possible time. So yeah, it's still on the no list, and we'll move on to the next indicator from here. If you have not already, like this video, share this video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. So that way you know what indicators we have tested and are testing. Also, there is a link down below to join our Discord server, which is a free group communication platform where we discuss all things trading related. There is also a link down below to TradingView, and if you use that link to TradingView to sign up for an account, you will save a little bit of money. And lastly, there is a link down below to sign up for Patreon. Please sign up for the Patreon, and support the channel the best way you can.